Hey friends, Richard here at the Jam Space. Welcome to video number 4 of the Rescue My Rig series. We're going to finally get into wiring up the drive section of the pedal board. I've done a lot of work to get us to the point where I'm just going to start putting the pedals on, cutting to length, and making the cables. I just want to quickly walk you through some of the things that I have done since you've last seen this pedal board. I've drilled tiny little holes for the power plugs that are going to be routed to the power supply underneath there. I've put on all of these mounts. Really happy with them. It's got the 3M logo on the bottom of the zip tie mounts. They feel snug and they feel like they're going to just be fine. I want to thank our sponsor for this video, Crosby Audio out of Toronto, Canada. Super happy to be working with these guys, Ryan and his whole team there. And I'm using specifically their product, the Solderless Pedalboard Cable Kit by Crosby Audio. So it's really cool. It's got 10 feet or 3 meters of the copper cabling that you need. It's got 10 solderless gold tip connectors, and you won't need any really fancy tools to do this. Just a pair of scissors. They include actually a magnetic screwdriver for the screws that are on the gold tip connectors. There's a really good blog on their website, crosbyaudio.com, solderless cable versus soldered cables. I thought it was a really fair article that kind of looked at the pros and cons of both kinds of cabling. And I did my own research, and I've concluded that, you know, for me, I haven't ever made custom cabling. I have done a little bit of soldering, very little. I mean, I've repaired a few of my guitar patch cables. I'm not really great at the art of soldering, and this pedal board is, especially this drive section, I am trying to just fit so many pedals into such a small little space. I'm being a little more ambitious, and I just want to take the level of difficulty for the cabling down a notch. And I have a good feeling about this product. The Solderless Pedalboard Cable Kit by Crosby Audio. I'll just read their instructions that are right on the back. Using scissors. So you can use scissors, cut your desired cable length straight and not on an angle. Step 2. Remove the screw on the connector cap. Detach the cap and firmly insert the cable. Step 3. Replace the connector cap and tightly refasten the screw. Test each cable individually before wiring up your pedal board. That's a good tip, the last one. That's why I've got this here. It's a little A/B switch. I've set it really, really quiet. There, you can hear that now. I just want to verify that, yes, there's signal running through the cable, and then I'll put it onto the pedal board. I've got the zip tie mounts all fastened on there. There's 34 of them. I put the pedals all on there, and I made sure that space was available. So for all of my cable that I want to run, I want to have as many options of where to fasten it as possible. And also on some of these mini pedals, having all of these mounts on the side gave the pedal just a little bit more stability, because mini pedals are kind of known for, once you've got the Velcro on the bottom, and just the fact that they don't have as much surface area, they kind of can wobble a little bit when you engage them with your foot. So just by resting it here on the side of those zip tie mounts, it gave it a little more stability. So I thought, well, I'll just run them the whole way up and down there. So one of the other little mods I did for the pedal board in anticipation of using this solderless cable was I drilled a couple of holes into the feet, or the risers that I built for the Earthquaker Devices Swiss Things pedal, and that was because I'm going to have this little Swift audio tuner up here. I guess there's not really any reason why I couldn't just place it up there right now. So on the output of the Swiss Things, the tuner out is here. So I thought, well, rather than running it in front of these risers or behind them, I could just drill these holes through here and put them right through. So let's just pass that through. There's that. I'm gonna just put the Swiss Things right on top of here now. But they say you can just use a pair of scissors. So I do have other tools, but I thought, well, if this is true, why don't I just do it this way? That cut nice and easy. So I put the cable in, give it a good push, and then I bend it over like that. Get the cap, put the cap on, and then insert the screw and take your screwdriver, the included screwdriver. Hey, look at that. Tighten it until it's snug. And that's it. I mean, look at how small that is constructed there. That's awesome. Not just this way, but also this way. When I'm going to have all of these there's these 4 return, send, all of them that close together. I mean, this is perfect for that job. Okay, so we're going out of the send of the NS2. The cabling isn't like thick. It's very flexible, so it can turn corners quite nicely on your pedal board. We need to get all the way down here. I'm gonna cut it off. And remember, cut that straight. That just a teeny little bit longer, really, than I need. If it's too long, you know, you regret it, but if it's too short, you're stuck with that, man. You made that decision. You know, that 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch difference of where the input is, it can make all the difference. So I've inserted the cable. This is super easy. I'm just going slow because I'm making a video. I'd probably be sitting on the floor in front of my pedal board where I normally have it set up. If I was just, you know, doing this for myself, you know, I'd be sitting on the floor, have a big mess, everything all around me, all my pedals and everything. Okay. Okay, I gotta remember, give it a quick test. Yep. Okay, so where do I want to actually tie this guy down? I think right there is one spot that'll do it at least. Oh, this works really good. There's that. Get rid of the extra. Okay, so we'll spare you the rest of the pedal board build, and we'll look at some before and after images. Here you can see in the before that a lot of these cables are far too long. They just, they were all that I had. I pulled on all of my cabling that I had from over the years, and it wasn't very clean looking. So that's what led me to the Solderless Pedalboard Cable Kit by Crosby Audio, which you can see here now in the after images. You can see how much cleaner it is with custom length cables. All of the gold tip connectors, of course, are uniform and they look the same, so it's much more appealing to the eye. Yeah, really satisfied with it. I did need to use 2 of the pedalboard cable kits because I had to make 9 cables. Each kit allows you to make 5 cables, so I did use 18 of the gold tip connectors. I have 2 of them left over, but the really astonishing thing is how much of the copper cable I have left. From the first kit, I still have a 2-foot and 8-inch run, and I have the entire 10-foot run from the second cable kit left over. So if you're worried that you're going to make some mistakes and not have enough cable, that is nothing that you need to worry about. And in future, if I want to run longer cable runs, I can just use up some of this leftover stuff to do that. Also, Crosby Audio does sell a 2-pack of the gold tip connectors, so if you wanted to purchase some of those and use up the remaining cable that you have, it's definitely an option. Okay, so let's just make sure I got everything before I leave here. So I've got the tuner output. I drilled out a couple of holes and I passed the cable through. It comes through on the other side, and you've got it into the input here of the Swift audio. That's all that's happening there. Then out of loop 1 send, I've got a cable that runs behind the JHS AT Plus and underneath the front of the Earthquaker devices. It comes out over here and it goes into the input of the NS2. From the send of the NS2, we go down and into the input of the mini Dynacomp. From that, we go into the QVAV fuzz, which is right next door. Out of the fuzz into the input of the Tube Screamer Mini. From the output of the Tube Screamer Mini, it runs up here and it comes into the input of the Boss GE7. Out of the GE7, I decided to run it underneath the JHS AT Plus and into the input here. I think that was the right choice. Out of the output, we ran underneath and it went into the return of the NS2. You just saw me finish up with the output of the NS2 running again underneath the Earthquaker devices and just on top or behind the GHS AT Plus, and then it comes into the return of loop 1. It looks fantastically clean for all of those cables that I'm running here. Couldn't have done it with just standard guitar patch cables, and I certainly would not have been having a fun time here today if I was trying to solder all of these cables. Anyways, thanks for tuning in for another Rescue My Rig video. We'll be back again next Wednesday with another video. If you enjoyed any of this, please comment, like, and subscribe. Richard here at the Jam Space. We'll see you next time.